It's Friday night. You're tired. The couch and a new season of your favorite show beckon. A book sits on your shelf untouched. Sound familiar?
Many of us choose the instant gratification of screens over activities like reading or meditating, even though we know they're good for us. Why is it so hard to resist the binge? Our brains are wired to seek pleasure and avoid pain. Binge watching triggers a rush of dopamine, the feel-good hormone, making us crave more. Reading, on the other hand, requires effort and focus. It's like a muscle we need to train. We live in a world of instant updates and endless scrolling. Our attention spans shrink with each notification. It's no wonder we find it hard to focus on a single page, let alone an entire book. But there's hope. By understanding the science behind our habits and making small changes, we can break free from the binge trap and rediscover the joy of deeper engagement. Imagine this. You finish a bag of chips, you feel good, so you reach for another. Why? Dopamine.
This neurotransmitter floods your brain when you do something pleasurable. It's the driving force behind our desire for instant gratification.
Binge watching triggers a dopamine loop. Each episode brings a new surge of pleasure, keeping us hooked. Our brains, wired to seek reward, quickly associate screens with this feeling. This makes it harder to resist. Reading, meditating, or learning a new skill also release dopamine, but the payoff is delayed. The satisfaction comes from the process itself, from the gradual accumulation of knowledge and skill. This delay is where many of us stumble. We live in a world of instant everything. Waiting feels like a chore. But training our brains to delay gratification is key to unlocking long-term fulfillment. Our brains are efficient machines. They crave the path of least resistance. Cognitive ease, or the ease with which our brains process information, plays a significant role in our choices. Scrolling through social media requires minimal effort. The content is designed to be easily digestible. Binge watching follows a similar pattern. We passively consume information, our minds lulled into a state of comfortable numbness. Reading, on the other hand, is active. We decode symbols, construct meaning, and engage our imaginations. This requires effort. Our brains, conditioned to conserve energy, often choose the easier option. But like any muscle, our brains grow stronger with exercise. The more we challenge ourselves with activities that require focus and critical thinking, the more our capacity for deep work expands. We live in a culture of fear of missing out, FOMO. Social media amplifies this feeling, constantly bombarding us with curated versions of other people's lives. We see friends binge watching the latest show and we feel compelled to join in. This social pressure creates a sense of urgency. We feel like we need to be constantly connected, consuming the same content as everyone else.
Reading, a solitary and contemplative activity, can feel isolating in comparison. However, this constant connectivity comes at a cost. It fragments our attention, diminishes our capacity for deep thought, and leaves us feeling empty and unfulfilled.
True connection comes from meaningful interactions and shared experiences, not just shared consumption. Section 5. The power of waiting. Delayed gratification in the long game. Remember the marshmallow experiment? Children who could resist eating a marshmallow immediately were rewarded with 2 later. This classic study highlights the power of delayed gratification.
Delayed gratification is the ability to resist a smaller, immediate reward in favor of a larger, more fulfilling reward later. It's the foundation of long-term success, whether it's building a business, mastering a skill, or simply finishing a good book.
When we choose reading over binge watching, we're exercising this muscle. We're choosing the deeper satisfaction of immersing ourselves in a story, expanding our knowledge, and engaging our imaginations.
This ability to delay gratification is not innate. It's a skill we can cultivate through practice and conscious effort. The more we choose the path of delayed gratification, the more we rewire our brains to appreciate the rewards of patience and perseverance.
Section 6. Breaking the cycle. Practical tips for a more balanced life. Breaking free from the binge trap doesn't mean swearing off screens forever. It's about finding a healthy balance. Here are a few practical tips.
First, start small. Instead of aiming for a 3-hour reading session, start with 15 minutes a day. Gradually increase the duration as you build your focus.
Next, create a ritual. Designate a specific time and place for reading. Make it a habit, just like brushing your teeth.
Also, remove distractions. Put your phone on silent, turn off notifications, and find a quiet space where you can fully immerse yourself in your book.
And finally, join a book club. Social accountability can be a powerful motivator. Discussing a book with others can deepen your understanding and enjoyment. Section 7. Finding your flow, the joy of deep engagement. Remember the feeling of being completely absorbed in an activity? Time seems to disappear. You're fully present, challenged, and engaged. This is flow.
Activities like reading, writing, painting, and playing music have the power to induce flow. They require our full attention, pulling us away from the distractions of everyday life.
In these moments, we're not just consuming information, we're creating, exploring, and expanding our understanding of the world. Binge watching, while entertaining, rarely leads to this state of deep engagement.
It keeps us passively entertained, but it doesn't challenge us to grow or explore our own creativity. Finding activities that spark your curiosity and ignite your passion is key to unlocking a more fulfilling life.
Section 8. Reclaiming your time. A world beyond the screen. The average person spends hours each day glued to screens. Imagine what you could accomplish if you reclaimed even a fraction of that time.
You could learn a new language, master a musical instrument, write a book, or simply spend more time connecting with loved ones. Breaking free from the binge trap is not about deprivation.
It's about reclaiming your time and attention and investing it in activities that nourish your mind, body, and soul. It's about rediscovering the joy of deep work, meaningful connections, and the pursuit of your own unique potential.
So, put down your phone, step away from the screen, and pick up a book. You might be surprised by what you discover. The world is full of wonder and possibility, waiting to be explored.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Our goal is to help you reclaim your time and live a more fulfilling life. Join us on this journey beyond the screen.